Hello world, hello YouTube lands, 'tis I again. I know I said that I wouldn't do another video until Wednesday, but I'm an evil liar. Over this weekend I read, this one here, Justice League, Volume 2, The Villain's Journey, and yeah, I've got a few things to say about it, so I thought I'd do a video on Tuesday. Why not, eh? I haven't done an entire arc yet, have I? I've just basically done individual issues. So perhaps this will get more views and maybe even a comment. Wow, a whole one comment, because no one's commented on my videos yet. I mean, why not? Look at me, look at the state of me. I must be quite annoying. So just leave a comment on here about what I am. Something. Come on, guys. I'm putting some effort in here. At least tell me to sod off or something in the comments. Okay, so what I'll do in this review is I'm just looking at my notes. I'll quickly scan through issues number 7 to 12, which makes up the arc here, and tie it all together at the end and let you know what I think. Right, so issue number 7 begins with an attack of mouth monsters. It's always good to start with a battle, and yeah, this one starts with a battle, which is a good idea. I think you start an action film as well, isn't it? Really, you start with a battle, then you progress with the plot as it goes on. The end of a big battle as well, of course. So yeah. Or Geoff Johns here knows how to structure things properly, as all good writers should. Yeah, this begins with an attack of mouth monsters. The Justice League come down, save the day, and we introduce the main plot theme of this. So the main plot theme is that America has no control over the Justice League, and a bit concerned about that, obviously. Right, so the liaison between America and the Justice League is a guy called Colonel Steve Trevor, and he's man of a group called Argus. They're the Advanced Research Group Uniting Superhumans. Issue number 7, there's a press conference where journalists ask Colonel Trevor real questions about the Justice League in America. Unconvincing really, but you need it as a plot device. And there's another scene with Colonel Trevor meeting a congressman, and Colonel Trevor seems to be more on the side of the Justice League than the congressman, and the congressmen are portrayed as weak, cowardly types anyway. So what is the Justice League? Is it the UN? Is it a group that's above American sovereignty? And why are the American congressmen being portrayed as in such a weak, poor light really by Mr. Johns? That's questions I had automatically. Ding dong, ringing in the head. And issue number 7 we end with Colonel Trevor admitting that he's in love with Wonder Woman. Issue number 8, there's more Mr. Colonel Steve Trevor and the Congressman. The Congressman wants one of their controlled superheroes embedded in the Justice League, so they can see what's going on there. They've got no way of telling what's going on in the Justice League. The Justice League have got this guy called what's his name? Cyborg. The Cyborg's like a computer expert, so even the Great Obama Spy Agency, they can't tap into the computers on the Watchtower where the Justice League reside, but above planet Earth. They're a bit concerned that they can't spy on the Justice League. This has got the introduction of Green Arrow, issue number 8. The Green Arrow is trying to get himself accepted as a new member of the Justice League. There's some really good scenes here as he tries to do that, quite humorous interaction between him and the Green Lantern in particular, and the Flash. Pretty cool stuff there. Issue number 8. Issue number 9, we're finally introduced to the main villain of this arc. His name's called David Graves. David Graves is an author. He writes about things like Atlantis, and then he's dying of cancer. That's all we know at the moment. But we've got more of the Colonel Trevor. Colonel Trevor's been hassled by the press because of two things: because of the Justice League and because of his relationship with Wonder Woman. I found this pretty unconvincing as well. You don't normally have the press hassling government officials. They hassle celebrities, but we're not government officials. But again, you need this as a plot device, really. We have the Green Lantern and the Flash. Their interesting dynamics continued in issue number 9. That's quite good fun. Enjoyed that. And we have Green Lantern not very happy that Wonder Woman's got to help him out. That also is a thing that progresses later on in the entire arc. And poor Colonel Trevor, after he gets tortured by the press, he gets tortured by the bad guy, and he gets kidnapped. And the bad guy, David Graves, wants information about the Justice League. After a bit of torture, old Colonel Trevor tells David Graves, "I'll tell you everything you want to know." Found it quite interesting, really, that the bad guys are doing all the torturing in this comic, but in the real world, Guantanamo Bay, Abu Ghraib, is the Americans tend to be doing a lot of the torturing. So, are Americans the bad guys? Not in the world of comics. But issue number 10, we have the bad guy David Graves. He's dying of cancer. He's looking for a cure in Central Asia, and he's gone to this place called Mount Samura, which it seems to be heavily influenced by Hindu mythology, and he's talking to this group called the Asuras. The Asuras seem to be spiritual creatures, so perhaps he's going to deal with them. And at the end of the issue, he tells them, "The Justice League killed my family." So there we have the beginning of a grievance against the Justice League for the main bad guy, David Graves. Issue number 12, we have an explanation of Graves' rationale. What happened to the poor guy? He's an author, and his family was in New York when this big battle between the Justice League and Darkseid, the Darkseid, happened, and his family all died of cancer, the same cancer that's now killing him, and he blames the Justice League for this. Bit weak, really, isn't it? But if you tend to delve a bit deeper into the rationale of most bad guys in comics, unless they're crazy, like Joker and Batman, the rationale tends to be a bit either misguided or just pretty weak, really. No exception in Geoff writing, unfortunately. Right, in issue number 11, we have a great fight between Green Lantern and Wonder Woman, and the fight's basically about Wonder Woman wanting to rush off and chop the head off of David Graves so she can get her Colonel Trevor back. But then we have the Justice League agreeing, let's go after Graves. Maybe we need to hold on to Wonder Woman a bit so she doesn't get too violent. But at the end of the issue number 12, we have the emergence of the spirits of Colonel Trevor. So obviously, if you see someone's spirit, that means they're dead. Ooh, there, it's poor Colonel Trevor dead. That's the end of issue number 11. Issue number 12, the last issue, the conclusion where everything's tied together. We have some great scenes of ghostly family members of Batman and Superman and everybody else. Really good dialogue there between the different family members of the different individual Justice League members. I really enjoyed that. That's probably one of the highlights of this entire arc. I enjoyed that. But of course, they're not really spirits of the 10 family members. It's all fake. As is usual in comics, the bad guy David Graves was misguided. He thought if he could only do a deal with the Asuras, then he'd get his family back. So he's been talking to what he thought was his family members, his wife and his deceased children, but they weren't. They were just fake spiritual manifestations created by the Asuras. So poor old David Graves. Yeah, not only is he defeated by the Justice League, of course, but his entire rationale for doing so was fake. These Asuras can't bring anyone back to life again. Right, as Batman tells him, those things weren't really your family, but you already knew that, didn't you, Mr. Graves? Ah, poor bad guy. And we have a Wonder Woman dumping Colonel Trevor. Oh, the heartless harpy. And Green Lantern leaving the Justice League, saying it's because he had a bit of a squabble with Wonder Woman. I thought that was pretty weak as well, really. So at the end of the arc, we have the Justice League losing a member, losing the Green Lantern, and this came out of nowhere, a romance between Superman and Wonder Woman, which is completely unconvincing. Okay, so if I just talk about the entire arc, issue number 7 to 12, bring it all together and give my overall conclusions about what's going on here. We had a misguided bad guy, total stereotyping comics. You either have the crazy bad guy or the misguided one. We had the misguided one in this one, so I wasn't too impressed with that. We have the introduction of Amanda Waller. She appears in the epilogue. Amanda Waller ties in with a new comic title called The Justice League of America. Probably the most interesting thing about this comic actually was the Americans not trusting the Justice League. They couldn't embed Green Arrow onto the team, so they decided to start their own team. Yeah, Geoff Johns' Justice League of America. Check that out; it's pretty cool. There was the unconvincing romance, of course, which I've just discussed. I say this is unconvincing because throughout the issues 7 to 11, there was no hint at all of Superman getting together with Wonder Woman. Then all of a sudden, at issue number 12, they're together, kissing. So it didn't work. I mean, if you know you're going to do that in issue 12, why don't you hint about it later on? Early on, sorry. There was no hints about that at all. Bad writing, Mr. Johns. Bad writing. Now, I did enjoy his fight scenes. The best fight scene has been Wonder Woman and Green Lantern, and I did enjoy his dialogue between the Green Lantern, the Flash, and Green Arrow as well. That was good. So, thumbs up, Mr. Johns, for your dialogue and your fight scenes. Thumbs down for your misguided, cliche bad guy, and your unconvincing romance between Superman and Wonder Woman. Right, before I go, I'll give it a rating of probably about. I want to give it a 7 out of 10, but maybe it doesn't deserve that. Maybe it's a 6.5 out of 10. This one, not as good as the first arc, unfortunately. But perhaps that's just me. I didn't like the way that the American Congress was portrayed as being cowardly, really. I didn't like the way that the Justice League were portrayed as knowing what's best for America, and that can tie into things like the UN having authority over what happens in American life, and if the UN has authority, then what other bodies have authority over America. I think that I believe in each individual country's sovereignty. I want Americans to be in charge of America. I want the English to be in charge of England, the Polish to be in charge of Poland. And when you have something like the Justice League, you have one group of individuals in charge of everybody. I don't like that. When you've got that sort of mindset, you leave yourself open to control by, let's say the word, the New World Order, which is something that we should all be concerned about now, especially after what Edward Snowden revealed, especially after the revelations about the banking industry. We should all be concerned about that. Geoff Johns is a good old liberal. He seems to be a liberal guy to me, a fake left-wing type. Appears to be in favour of this. So I'm not going to be a big supporter of Geoff Johns, even though I like his dialogue between different individuals, and I enjoyed the fight scenes as well. So yeah, Justice League Volume 2, The Villain's Journey. A unconvincing villain, an unconvincing romance between Wonder Woman and Superman, but quite an enjoyable story as long as you probably don't think about it too much. Great fight scenes, great dialogue. Check it out, but as I unfortunately often say, don't expect too much. Okay, so I'll see you lot tomorrow. Hopefully you leave some comments on this video, although I'm sure you won't. Put loads of thumbs down, I don't care. Put 25 thumbs down and call me all with T words. I don't want to swear, I don't really like swearing that much. Yeah, call me names, make fun of the things behind me. Little superheroes, say that I'm too old for this sort of rubbish. Say that I'm looking at things that don't exist. Tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. Just say something really nice. Okay. See you tomorrow. Okay. Bye.